So what is median? Median is, what is median? Tell me, what is median?
Middle value
Yes.
written here.
Right, middle value when the data is arranged in ascending or descending order, right? But of course, we always take it as ascending order only, right? So if we have odd number of observations in a given set, then median is just the middle value. When again, the important thing, the numbers are arranged in ascending or descending order. So they should be in an order. So for example, if we have odd number of observation here, that is 3, 1, 7, 5, 9. So the first thing is we will arrange this in an order. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So it is the middle value. So 2 from here gone, 2 from here gone. So the middle value is 5, right? So the median is 5. The important thing is arranging them in an order. Second is, if we have even number of observation, then median is the average of the two middle values when the data is arranged again in an order, right? So if we have 2, 4, 6, 8, we need to find the median over here. Now already it is in an order only. So that means as the set has even number of items, it's going to be the average of the two middle values. So average of the two middle values, that is 4 plus 6 by 2, that is 5, right? So the two cases for median questions, that when we have odd number of items and when we have even number of items. All right. Now with this, let's do this question. And guys, again, I started with the easy questions or the medium questions, but then again, we are doing the hard questions. The difficulty level for almost all of these questions, that is 600, 650, 700. And some questions you will find even 750 also. Okay, yeah, read the question. So Piyush, read the question.
Yeah, sure. 5 logs of the wood have an average length of 100 centimeters and a median length of 116 centimeter. What is the maximum possible length in centimeter of the shortest piece of wood?
Okay, so the question is asking for the maximum possible length of the shortest piece of wood. And how many logs of wood we have?
5.
5, right? So median question, the moment you have median question, try to use the dash method. So now what is this dash method? Put the dashes for each of these numbers, right? If the numbers are a small, maybe 5, 7, 9, you can do it using this. So 5 logs of wood have an average length of 100 centimeter. Now, the moment you have these two pieces of information, what you can interpret from this? 5 logs of wood have an average length of 100 centimeter. What does it tell you?
Total value will be 500.
Right. The total sum or the total length of these 5 logs is 500. Right. So we'll put it here. Total is 500. All right. Median length of 116 centimeter. Now what to do with this piece of information? Yes. What to do with this piece of information? We have 5 logs. The median is given to us. Where should I place this?
In the middle,
On which
160.
position? Exactly, on the third position, right? Because we have
Correct.
odd number of items, right? 5. So to this side, and 116, that is the median now here over, right? So 116. Okay. Now the question is asking, what is the maximum possible length of the shortest piece of wood? So whether this question is clear, question is asking for what? Maximum possible length of the shortest piece of wood. So for which place it is asking?
First.
Right. Exactly. And that too, the maximum length which this piece can have, right?
Yeah.
So again, it is the question on the optimization, right? If it is asking for the maximum length for the shortest piece, what we need to do for all these pieces of wood?
These have to be minimum.
Right. They need to be minimum, right? Because the question is asking for the maximum. Because if we subtract the sum of all these from this, that is the minimum value, then only we will get this as the maximum value, right? Okay. Now how to fill up this these pieces now, or these places. So we know that this should be minimum. All these, they need to be minimum.
I think the fourth and fifth, the minimum the values they can take is 116.
Right. It can be 116 only, right? 116, 116.
Yes.
Is that clear why it can be 116?
Yes, ma'am.
Delzar?
Yes.
Yes, of course we can take. That's the median value, right? So what is median? Median divides the data set into two halves, right? Into two equal halves, such that 50% of the numbers are more than or equal to the median value, or 50% of the numbers are less than or equal to the minimum value, right? So more than or equal to, so what we have taken, because we need to minimize these values, that is the reason we have taken this as 116, right? Okay, now what about this? So we are sorted till here. Now again, we need to fix the minimum value for this.
I mean that
So
sum of these two has to be 152.
Right. So with this now, we will get the sum of these two. So let us say that this is x and this is y. So what will be the sum of these two? X plus y is equals to 500 minus
152.
348. That is 152, right? Okay. So the sum of these two is 152. Now,
Yeah, I think it has to be 76, ma'am, because any number more than that will not help because it will make the second number lower, which will disrupt the ascending order.
right. Okay. So probably like we know that this is x, right? And this is y. What is the condition on x and y? So we know that x is less than or equals to y, and
Yeah.
y is less than or equals to 160. That is what you are saying, right, Piyush?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
So if we take x as 84, let us take x as 84. So 152 minus 84, how much is it?
68.
68, yeah.
68, right? And of course, y should be either equals to x or greater than x, right? So it does not satisfy. And if this doesn't satisfy, of course, all these, we can eliminate this also.
Yes.
Now, if we take 76, sorry, 76. So 152 minus 76?
76.
76. And of course, it satisfies the condition, right?
Yeah.
And this is the maximum possible value we can have. So the option B. Hope this is clear. Yes. If you want to, like anything, if you have in mind, you can ask me. ऐसा क्यों नहीं? Because if you discuss around the question, we can probably you will learn better. Nishya, Yosh, Nelson, any question you have in your mind. I hope this is clear.
Yeah, I think it's interesting to see a simple question and the interpretation of the median in these cases. I think we'll have similar
Right.
questions in the higher level of the questions, right?
Exactly. This is again, of course, I think it is 650 level question. 600, I think it is 600 or 650.
Yeah, but no questions as such from the approach or the question. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, the approach is going to be the same only. We have to minimize, and then you need to know about the median, right? And the very important thing, as you said, Piyush, that okay, we can have 116 and 116 for fourth and fifth position also, because that's the minimum value which we can give. Now,
Yeah.
okay, we were sorted for these three places, but then whatever the two places, now we know we have the constant sum and the we will get the sum of these two places, right? But again, the important thing is we need to have the condition for these two places, right? That is, x should be less than or equals to y, right? And of course, if it has to be equal to, if it has to be the maximum value, right, then definitely x should be equals to y. That is the maximum possible value for x, right? Is that clear or not? So probably ये भी जरूरत नहीं थी यहाँ पे. This was also not required. This was also not required. Like from here only we know that okay, x plus y is equals to 152, right? And the condition we have on x and y is this, right? That's the general condition as per the median question. Okay. Now, as the question is asking for the maximum value, that means x is equals to y. So in that case, what will happen? 2x is equals to 152. So x is equals to 76. So these options were also not required to go ahead with these options. We can get the answer directly. That is the maximum value which is possible for the shortest piece of code is 76 with the condition what we have, because we need the maximum value for x, and that is only possible when x is equals to y, not less than. So hope this is clear. Again, fundamental is important. Fundamental interpretation, right? That is very, very important. And you will be able to develop this only when you are practicing well. Practicing well, it does not mean thousands of questions. With each and every question, conceptual clarity is required. So that's the reason हम जब बोलते हैं ना कि average होता क्या है, तो हम बोलते हैं कि ठीक है, sum of values by divided by the number of items. लेकिन उसका logical implication, logical interpretation क्या है? जो भी sum है उसको हम divide कर रहे हैं equally. We are dividing it equally among the number of values, right? So that is what. And from there, if you are able to get that fundamentally correct apart from the formula, then really GMAT questions, even the harder questions, will be easy to solve, right? And यहाँ पे भी हमने median का, like we try to understand, okay, what is median? Median is a number which divides the data set into two equal parts. How two equal parts? 50% of the values are greater than or equals to the median value, and 50% of the values are either less than or equal to median value, right? So we started with the fundamental part of the median for this question also, right? So सारी चीजें अगर place में हैं, then it becomes easy. All right, now let's do this question. Yeah, read the question here. Yes, Nisha. Yeah, or Piyush, read it.
Table shows the frequency distribution of the random variable. What is the median of the
What is the median of the distribution of the values of x? We need to find, so understand, we need to find the median of the values of x. Can you give me the answer for this question? Yes, Jelza? What is the median for the values of x? Mm-hmm.
I think 2.
Essentially,
Okay, so Piyush said 2. Fine. What about you, Delzan? You were going to say something?
yeah, at first glance, it seems like 2 as well, but that's just a guess at this point.
Mhm. Okay,
That's the
so
frequency.
as per, yes. So how you think that 2 is a good guess?
Because
So what is your approach?
sorry, are you okay? So I just the frequency is such that 0 obviously comes 6 times and 1 11 times and 2 18 times. So I just assume that like since it's 17 and then 23 plus 15, so the median should lie in the 18 frequency.
Right. Very good. Very good at that. Yes. The obvious answer is 2 only, because हमें लगेगा कि ठीक है 0 1 2 3 4 and this is the middle value, right? And that's how the answer is 2, right? So this is the case, Piyush, when we have something like this, that 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right?
Mhm.
And the median is 2, right? But there is something more attached to this question, and that is the frequency of these numbers, right? So
Yeah.
if we have a, right, so the data set is not going to be like this, right? It's not this. We will have the data set where 0
Like
is
0,
repeated,
0, 0, 0, 0 till 6 times. Then yeah, right. Yeah, I
right? And
calculated like
then
that
from
only, ma'am. I came to the total sum of I think 73 or 75, whatever was the total frequencies.
Acha. Okay. What is the total sum? 17 plus 18 is how much? 35,
35,
right?
then 58,
35, 23, 58, 58, and 15
15
is
is
how much?
73.
73, right?
Divided,
So 70,
yeah, 73 and divide
so
by
36 this side, 36 this side.
yeah,
So 37th position,
yeah,
right?
right.
So 37th
37 means
position,
it's 3, right?
So then it'll be 3, yeah.
right? That's
So
right.
Okay,
9
okay.
comes to 18.
Yes.
Definitely the
Right.
calculation, but the approach was this only. Yeah.
Yes, your approach was again the same only, that you started taking the sum of all the frequencies. Yeah, perfect. Then perfect. And this is again pretty easy question. Not pretty easy question, but I think it is 550 to 600 level question, right? And so here they have given the table, but then probably you can have a bar graph. You can, and on data insights, definitely statistics is going to play a major role,